is the main controller itself. It's a nice combination of matte and gloss white finish, and it has a modern look that kind of makes it look like your Wi-Fi router or smart thermostat. It's really gonna blend in and not look anything like those old school sprinkler controllers. You'll also get this user manual. It has important information on how to install your Imolaza sprinkler controller. You get these very handy wire labels. They help you tag each wire for easy identification, and you get this nice wiring diagram that is easy to read and has important information that will be useful when installing the product. You also get this mounting template for marking all the anchor holes. Also included are these mounting screws and anchors, a small Phillips screwdriver, and finally the power adapter for powering the Imolaza smart sprinkler controller. Design-wise, the ET Master keeps it simple. You got a big LED zone indicator ring on the front and a cover that's easy to remove that protects that terminal panel right here. And inside you've got clearly labeled connectors for each zone, plus dedicated sensor inputs if you want to add a rain sensor, which is a definite plus. The build feels sturdy, it's not flimsy plastic. And if you plan to install it outdoors, Imolaza does sell an optional waterproof controller box that's designed specifically for this model. And I'll throw up a quick picture here so you can see what that looks like. Now here's where it gets smart. The ET Master connects to your Wi-Fi and everything is controlled through the Imolaza app, available on iOS and Android. You can create custom watering schedules, monitor water usage, and even pause watering when it detects rain or freezing temperatures automatically, all based on real-time local weather data. By the way, big thanks to Imolaza for sending this out. I've been really curious about how this compares to the more well-known brands out there. So I'm glad I'm able to try it out and show it to you guys. What I like is that it's not trying to overcomplicate things. You don't need a subscription, and setup is guided step by step in the app. Most people can have it installed in under 15 minutes. Just connect the wires, power it up, and pair it through Wi-Fi. For the average homeowner, the value here is convenience and savings. You can control each zone manually or automatically, get push notifications if a zone didn't run, and even share access with family members if someone else handles the yard work. Plus, by using weather intelligence to skip unnecessary watering days, you're actually conserving water, which matters in a lot of places like California, where every drop counts. It also integrates with smart assistants like Alexa. So you can literally say, Alexa, water the front lawn, and it just does it. So that's the Imolaza ET Master Smart Sprinkler Controller. Simple design, fast setup, smart scheduling, and flexible options from 4 zones all the way up to 16. Whether you're upgrading from a manual timer like mine or setting up a new irrigation system, this looks like an easy win for a smarter yard. If you want to check pricing or specs for the version that fits your yard, I'll leave my affiliate link down in the description below. It really helps the channel out when you use that link, so thank you in advance. Next up, I'll be installing this and testing how well the app works in real world use. In my next video, I'll be installing this Imolaza Ultra, which is specifically for outdoor installations. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. And now join me as I show you step by step on how to remove your old irrigation controller and install this new Imolaza Smart Irrigation Controller. All right, and let's get right to it. Let's get started with installing the Imolaza Smart Sprinkler Controller. So the first thing you want to do is test out your old sprinkler controller. Make sure all your sprinklers are working, as well as your sprinkler valves. I had a problem with my sprinkler valves and some of my sprinklers, so I had to fix those first. Once you have all that set, make sure you don't remove the old sprinkler controller without doing a few important things first. The first thing you'll want to do is use the included labels to label all of the wires that are coming from your sprinkler valves. So on my old controller here, 5 zones were actually wired up. However, there's actually only 2 zones installed in my backyard. So I'm gonna go ahead and label everything, but I will only be connecting up 2 zones on the new Imolaza Smart Sprinkler Controller. To get started, first remove power from your old sprinkler controller. And now what you want to do is take those labels while everything's connected here, and you'll want to label the common wire, which is going to be labeled with a C on your old controller. There'll also be a C in the Imolaza controller. These 2 wires at the end here, we're not going to worry about those. Those are the ones that are coming from the AC power adapter, but all these other colored wires here that are connected to zones 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we are going to label those before we go ahead and disconnect them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. All right, and as we can see here, I labeled the wires for zone 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. I did label them, but I'm not going to use them since I only have 2 zones. So these I'll either tape off or I'll cut them. And now the last one that I need to remove is the common wire here. But one other thing I had to do was I had to go ahead and straighten these copper wires here, because on the Imolaza controller, you're gonna put the wires straight through and then tighten it with a screw on top, whereas these use a hook and then you would screw it down and it would stay on that way using that hook method. So the method that worked best for me was to take out the wire one at a time and then label it, instead of trying to label it while it's on there. That seemed to work best for me. And there we go, we have the common wire, zone 1 and zone 2 wires ready to be installed on the Imolaza controller. And now I can finally get rid of this whole thing. All right, now you need to figure out where you're gonna place your controller. My controller was down here below and it was kind of hard to reach. So I'm gonna go ahead and put mine up here where it's easy to see, easy to reach, and access the physical controls if I need to, since this does have some physical buttons here in the front in case you need to do some manual stuff. Now, normally if you had drywall, you would use these 3 screws and anchors, and basically they go through here, 1, 2, and 3. But instead, since I don't have drywall, I'm just gonna use one of the screws here and hook it on using this little hook system here, and it'll just kind of be hanging off that one screw, which I think will be fine since it's in the garage. Nothing's gonna hit it up here or anything like that. So I am gonna use my power screwdriver for this, and I'm just gonna eyeball roughly where I want it to be and place this screw there. And I am going to pick a location where there's a stud here behind. So right here I can see that there's a stud that goes up through here. So I'm going to install it somewhere here. So I think right around here looks very good. So this is where I'm going to go for. So I have this line as a guide here. So you want to use this right here. And there we go. And we also have our power outlet close by where we can install our power adapter. So I'm just gonna leave it right here, connect it, and it's gonna be ready for me to plug in once I'm ready. Okay, so we have our wires here. I did trim them a little bit so they're gonna stick right in. First thing you wanna do is go ahead and remove this top cover. And this cover is magnetic. You see these little magnets here. So it's very easy to detach. So you're gonna wanna use the included screwdriver to loosen up the common, which is the 3rd one. And then if you have a master valve, you would connect that under M, but I only have zones 1 and 2. So I will loosen up the 3rd screw here, which is the common, and just go ahead and loosen it up all the way. And then I'm gonna do 1 and 2, which is the 5th and 6th screws here. All right, so I'm gonna put the common one first, and we can remove it from the wall so you guys can see a little bit easier here. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect it to that 3rd one here. And once it is in there, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the screw. And you see that it is tight now, it's not gonna go anywhere. And now we're gonna connect 1 and 2. And that's 1, and finally number 2. All right, and now we're gonna hang it on the wall. It does move a bit left and right for me, so I think I am gonna attach this one screw up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And I don't need an anchor since this isn't drywall. I highly recommend using a level because it's gonna make this super easy. Just wanna level it out with the bubble here. Yeah, and that's so much better. There is a little bit of wiggle room, but it doesn't move nearly as much as it did before. All right, now we're gonna take our power adapter cable here and plug it into the Imolaza smart controller right here. And don't put the cover on just yet, because the next thing you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and go to the iOS or Google Play Store to download the Imolaza app. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it and we'll continue from there. All right, and now click open on the Imolaza app and make sure to say yes to notifications, because your Imolaza sprinkler controller will send you any notifications in case anything goes wrong. All right, and now we're gonna hit create account, and you're gonna fill in your information here and go ahead and select create account. And if you're just a casual user, that means you're not an irrigation professional, just leave the I am a professional user unchecked. All right, and you should receive a confirmation email right after you create your account, and you wanna make sure to hit confirm on that email before you try to log in, otherwise it won't let you log in. All right, and now we're signed in and we're ready to add our controller. So go ahead and select add a controller and hit allow Imolaza to find Bluetooth devices. And here's a few tips to make sure everything's gonna work perfectly. First, make sure your Bluetooth is enabled in the system settings app. Make sure Bluetooth is enabled in the control center, and make sure Bluetooth is authorized to the app. And make sure to keep your phone 10 feet from the device to ensure a stable connection. Once you're ready, go ahead and hit next. And it found my device, and now you get to name your controller. So this is my backyard controller, so I'm gonna name it backyard sprinkler controller. Next, and now this is where you will connect your Imolaza controller to your home Wi-Fi. So go ahead and select your Wi-Fi and enter the password for that Wi-Fi. To make things easy, you can select the Get Phones Wi-Fi and go ahead and allow Imolaza to use your location. You can select allow while using the app if you wanted to. And now you can enter your home's Wi-Fi password. And we see here that it's adding your controller to your account. And pretty soon we're gonna see some activity on the Imolaza controller. See here, it's blinking green. That means it's trying to connect to your Wi-Fi. Now it's gonna go ahead and try to connect to the Imolaza servers here. Once it's connected, this blinking blue light should change. And good news, the device was added successfully. So if you follow along with this video, you should have no problems installing the Imolaza controller. So if you see this blue light and it's pulsating, turns blue and then turns off and then blue again, then that means that your Imolaza smart controller is activated and working. So now you want to go back to the app and go ahead and add your address. That's going to provide important information to your smart controller about weather in your local area, etc., so that it doesn't turn on the sprinklers when it's raining, for example. And you'll see that the address was successfully added. Now we're going to go ahead and set up our zones. And remember, this controller comes with 8 zones, but I only have 2 sprinkler bulbs installed, so 2 zones for me. So when you're setting up zones, you'll get the opportunity to disable zones that you don't have. So for me, for example, I'm going to go ahead and disable zones 3 to 8. And now you get the ability to test out your zones. So we're going to go ahead and test zone number 1. And I'll just do a 1-minute test. All right, once you confirm that your first zone is working, you can just say stop and next. And here is an opportunity for you to name your zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and name it. This particular zone has 3 sprinklers in it. So I'll just call it zone 1, 3 sprinklers. And you even have the opportunity to take a picture of that zone, and you can do so now if you wish. And once you're ready, you get to select your plant type. For me, it's warm season grass, and I'm gonna go ahead and select next. And I'm just gonna go ahead and select fixed spray head. And you can select your soil type. For me, it's clay. And the sunlight type. So I'm gonna go with lots of sun. And I'll go with a slight slope. And the zone for my area, I'll just leave it at the default, hit next. Allow depletion, I'll leave it as is and confirm. And now we're ready to set up the next zone, and you'll just follow the same steps for the remaining zones. So I'll just do my last zone, and then I'll show you guys how to go ahead and disable those other ones in case you don't have those extra zones. All right, now I'm gonna go through the rest of the zones and disable them. So I'm gonna go to zone 3 and hit tap to disable. And I'll do the same thing for the remaining zones. And now I won't have to worry about those zones. And once you're done setting up your zones, go ahead and select finish. All right, so here's the final and most important step in setting up your Imolaza controller, and probably the main reason why you wanna get a smart controller to begin with, and that is to set up an automatic schedule so that the Imolaza controller can turn on your sprinkler valves and your sprinklers automatically on a schedule without you having zero interaction with it. And to set up your sprinkler schedule is super easy. From the home screen of the Imolaza app, go ahead and tap on schedules down in the bottom section of the app. And as you can see here, I have no schedules created. We're gonna go ahead and add a schedule. Just go ahead and tap on the plus button and then hit next. And on this screen, you'll be presented with 3 options for setting up your schedule. First of all, you have a new grass schedule, and you would use that schedule if you just planted your grass. You'd go ahead and select that one and set it up. And the next option is what you would see in most controllers, is the fixed schedule. That's going to provide you with a preset watering duration and cycle. And finally, you have the ET Smart Schedule. Think of this as AI for your irrigation scheduling. It pretty much automatically generates a watering schedule based on your location, weather patterns, and so on. So if you don't want to think about it, you just select that one. It will do everything for you, set up the schedule. But if you already know what days you want your irrigation to turn on and for how long, like I do, then you would go with the fixed schedule, which is what I'm going to do. And I'll go ahead and walk you through that one. So I'm going to make sure that fixed schedule is set and then hit next. And on this screen, you can select the zones that you want to water. It's winter right now, and I'm just gonna have both zones turn on once a week for about 10 minutes each. So I'm gonna go ahead and select both zones right now. And then I'll hit next. And here's where you set the duration for each zone. So I wanna do 10 minutes for each zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and increase zone 1 and zone 2 to 10 minutes. And on top, you see the total watering time, and that's 20 minutes. And that's because zone 1 will turn on first, run for 10 minutes, and then zone 2 will follow for another 10 minutes for a total watering time of 20 minutes. So once you're happy with the schedule, go ahead and click on that confirm button down below and then select next. Now you could add what's called Smart Cycle. Smart Cycle helps prevent runoff by breaking up watering time. This allows time for water to soak into the soil before adding more water. The options are no cycle and soak, manual cycle and soak, or smart cycle and soak. Since my watering times are very short, I'm gonna go ahead and select no cycle and soak. So on this screen, you'll be given the option to run Smart Weather Genius, and this is where it will skip the watering schedule depending on certain conditions. So you could skip the watering schedule if it rains, and you could actually set approximately how many inches of rain before it skips the cycle. You can also have free skip. So for example, if it goes down below 45 degrees Fahrenheit, you can go ahead and skip the irrigation. Finally, you have wind skip. So if the wind is more than 40 miles per hour, it will skip the irrigation. So I recommend you just go with the recommended settings here. So that's what I'll go ahead and do and continue. Just check all 3 and hit next. And now you get to select what days you would like to water your lawn. For me, I'm gonna run it once a week. So I'm gonna select specific days. And I'm gonna do Sunday mornings and hit next. You could also set a start and end date if you wanted to. I'm just gonna leave the defaults, which is start today and end never. And now you get to select when you want to start your schedule, and you could actually pick a specific time, which is what I'm gonna do. That way I know that at that time every Sunday, my sprinklers should turn on. And if I don't see them turn on, then I know something may be wrong, even though the controller should send me a message through the app on my phone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select 7 a.m. and hit apply, hit next. And now go ahead and name your schedule. I'm gonna go ahead and name it Sunday Morning Irrigation Schedule. And then just hit confirm. All right, as we see here, my schedule has been successfully created, and that's it, you're all set. And on this screen, you should see your schedule set. You can also create additional schedules to run at different days or times by hitting that plus button. On top, it also shows you the calendar for the month. And on the calendar, you should see a yellow dot whenever you have any schedule set for a specific day. All right, so that does it for this video. Hopefully it helped you guys out. If it did, go ahead and hit like on your way out and subscribe to see more useful videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.